Hi, for interactive assessment 2, one of the personal issues that I would like to discuss is the section in Worthington's Coming to Peace with Psychology over self-forgiveness. I feel like this is such an important part of our life, and there was a section in the text where Worthington says that self forgiveness is not discussed in the scripture. He also says that many pastors and other people in the pew conclude that self forgiveness is simply letting ourselves off the hook and does not aid spiritual development but hampers it. I don't necessarily agree with that statement. I feel like self-forgiveness is such a vital part of our life. While it may not be scriptural, God does tell us to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. The Bible also discusses how important it is to forgive, and I believe in part of loving ourselves, we need to learn to forgive ourselves. And much like we should love our neighbor, we need to forgive our neighbor, and we need to show compassion and grace. And I don't think that's something that God would want us to just do for others. I believe that He would want us to show those same behaviors, those same characteristics to ourselves. One of the things that I teach in my household to my children, and we often say this little quote, is control the controllables. So we can't control others, but we can control ourselves to an extent. And we can't control the past, but what we can do is learn. So if we do something that we aren't proud of, we need to evaluate what we have done. And it's not necessarily letting ourselves off the hook, but it is showing ourselves grace. And just like everyone else, we make mistakes, and the only thing that we can do is learn and do better the next time, and try not to repeat that same mistake. In self-forgiveness, one of the battles or the obstacles in self-forgiveness is sometimes people don't want to forgive themselves because they have to acknowledge that they have done something wrong. But I feel that when we acknowledge what we have done, that we are able to reconcile, we are able to move past and move forward, and to let go of some of the guilt or the shame that comes with doing things that we need to be forgiven for. Many of the challenges that are faced in self-forgiveness are whenever we have shame and guilt, and there's nothing positive that comes out of those feelings. Being able to forgive people that have hurt us is challenging, but I feel like it's a lot harder to really forgive ourselves whenever we know that we have done wrong, and that the way that people handle those situations is not a one-size-fit-all situation. I think that self-forgiveness is a healthy thing, and that's not something that people should be ashamed of, because I think that if we are able to forgive our neighbor and God is able to forgive us, that we should be able to forgive ourselves without others believing that it is us just letting ourselves off the hook. So I didn't necessarily agree with Worthington in that sentence that, you know, pastors or people in the pew view self-forgiveness as a bad thing per se. Because I think that's a healthy thing, is learning to forgive ourselves and moving past mistakes that we have made.